I think and I'll use another quote. I think Drake's demise was greatly exaggerated by the ones that just go based on purely stats. Jason, what'd you see from the quarterback?
Well, I mean, what I saw was a fully weaponized and operational North Carolina offense. And Drake May starting to enjoy the ability to just say fire when ready.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were multiple times where you just had wide receivers just wide donkey open
Like
over the
gazelles
middle of the
running.
field in particular.
Yeah, it was like gazelles running through the African plains. I mean, just galloping out there. Like, take your pick.
Yeah,
There's an
and
open one.
and there,
There's an
I
open
mean,
one.
there was a one play where he could have thrown to Tez for a touchdown potentially if he puts it on the mark. Could have thrown to McCollum if he puts it exactly on the mark. Also a touchdown. I mean, guys just running wide open behind guys. And, that one he went to McCollum and wound up down on the 2-yard line or whatever. But he just he had a lot of options and took advantage of that and spread the ball around. 11 guys, I think it was, caught passes.
Yes, 11.
10 in the
And
first half alone. Nuts.
yeah, I mean, that tells you kind of where they are in terms of that. And Andre Green didn't even play. That, if he'd have played, I mean, shoot, if I'd have played, I'd have caught a pass. Right?
Yeah.
So
He'd have had to hit me right in the chest and stuck it or wedged it in my face mask. But yeah, I probably could have caught one too.
yeah, I might not be able to get open anymore, but I can still catch it. But again, in that situation with the gravity of the other receivers in the offense, I'd have been open. They certainly wouldn't have covered my 41-year-old tail. So, there's the bottom line for me is that he looked much more comfortable. There were a couple times, there was one time in particular coming out of the end zone where Tez actually ran the wrong route, and you could see a little bit of rust between the two of them. It was one where if the corner's playing over the top, Tez has to sit it down. And it's a vertical route. It's calling for a go route. But if the corner plays way off, then you just sit it. And Drake was ready to hit him at the sticks at about 10 yards. And he just didn't sit it. And you could see Drake like, oh, shoot.
But he didn't panic.
That's right. He pulled it and then found a way to get back to the line of scrimmage because there's nobody open on the other side of the field, found a way to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that was that. But you could see right there the respect that they had for Tez's wheels. The guy was playing like 16 yards off the ball. And the other thing that I noticed in this game is how quickly Drake got the ball out of his hands. And I haven't gotten it pulled up yet. I was actually in the process of it while you were in the ad read about the favorite our favorite apparel company that provides the merchandise for good young men like Walker and Texas Ranger, and he but I'm going to take a look at how long it took him to get the ball out of his hands, because my impression was in this one he did a really good job of just getting the ball out. And there were a couple of cases, I'm thinking especially of a 3rd and 7 or so, I think early in the third or I think it was early in the third, where it's 3rd and 7 and they dropped a bunch of guys and there was a little bit of early pressure and he just casually flips the ball to the back over the middle as his just the back over the ball at about 5 yards as his outlet. And the back basically falls forward for another 3 yards, first down. And the casualness of just managing to go through his progressions and say, okay, they're in this look, check there. Nope. Check down. Bam. Ball out on target. Easy first down. Check here. Okay. He's wide open. Flick it to him. Put it on the body. All right. That's another first down. All right. Well, they took that away. Check down, 8 yards. It was one of those just very routine days. And when you have a quarterback with Drake May's skill level who manages the game that well, it just starts to look really, really pretty. And that's what we saw.
Buck. Jason, look up those stats. I want to hear those numbers. But Buck, your take on the performance. I mean, 11 different receivers, 33 completions, the 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. You know, Tez Walker's out there making ridiculous catches on the sidelines. Nate McCullum continues to be just a monster out there. I mean, to Jason's point, fully weaponized and able and ready to go offense for North Carolina. I mean, it certainly was a sight to see.
A couple of things stuck out to me, and one of them is the game that Chip Lindsey called. I thought he called a very good game yesterday, and you just again, I encourage people to look at the drive charts for the two teams.
Yeah.
94-yard drive, 95-yard drive, several in the 70s. Methodically taking the ball downfield to where you begin to make the defense believe it's inevitable that you're going to score. You know, there's just an air of inevitability that happens when you're marching the ball that way. And if you have some free time and you just want to entertain yourself a little bit, you should look at the situational stats for Drake May and CFB stats on third down. On third down, he's 1 of 1 from third down with 1 to 3 to go, 12 of 11 with 4 to 6 to go, 5 of 6 with 7 to 9 to go, and 11 of 15 on third down with 10 plus to go. I mean, it's just phenomenal what he does. And when the pressure is on third down is when he performs the best. With Drake May, pressure doesn't bust pipes, it makes diamonds. I mean, that's just how it goes. So Chip Lindsey, I think, is doing a good job with Drake. And just as far as teaching him the joy of staying ahead of the chains and not having to drop, huge bombs all the time.